Gavin Brown at full forward. Madden now down to Brown. Chance for the Blues. Camporelli. Camporelli's kick grubbed up towards 50. Curtahan paddles it down. Brown brushes one tackle. Feet at the hand pass. Heaver on the left, goes at goal and kicks the first one within 30 seconds.
Well, what a sensational start there to Carlton, and really they didn't get it out of there through any individual brilliance. It was just everybody being hard at the ball, and then there was Camporelli getting the quick kick into the forward line, and some great running onto the ball there from Fraser Brown. Some of the interesting matchup. Alex McDonald has the job on Anthony Koutafidis on the wing.
Great play by Kernahan to punch that ball down in that contest. There's Madden, Carlton, probably the best side in the competition at the centre bounces. There's John Hassel, bring it down towards the half-forward line, thumped away. It's Sexton. Sexton on the left foot towards centre wing. Oh, good mark. Clappe underneath that ball and hugged it to his chest. It was an excellent mark. So Matt Clappe to the half-forward line. Sexton is outpointed by Prestigiacomo. So the young player from the Northern Knights. Let's hope that he can make a key position player for Collingwood in the future. Ron DiUlio has been in good form. Oh, bad play by DiUlio. He ran straight into Buckley. Buckley onto the left. Brings it in towards Gavin Brown. Silvani thumps it away. Good defensive play. Latching onto it in his hands, Christo. Out towards centre wing and precision kicking finds Heaver.
Who kicked the first goal, Brent Heaver, former Demon, should know this ground pretty well. Mark taken there by Michael Sexton. Two Sextons in the side today. Sexton from right centre wing. Carlton swing into attack again. Good strong mark. Taken by Andrew Shawble. Well, we said that he had to come of age at full back today. Russell. Now Koutafidis, the $1 million man almost. Good tackle, Williams. Ball jarred free in the tackle. Hassel tried to get it clear. Goes over the top again with a hand pass to Francis. That's Matthew Francis, the former Tiger. Right. Patterson. Patterson at right half forward, outside 50. Around Hickmott. Wild. Taking the mark in front of Glenn Manton, and a chance to bring up Collingwood's first.
Well, very good piece of play there by two players who will have a big influence on the game. Matthew Francis has the job on Justin Madden, and he was there able to create some space, but here young Wild, he's taken Ratton in the centre of the ground, just able to sift off there and create an alternative venue to goal.
Big opportunity to square the ledger. It's drifting to the left. That would have really been handy for the Woods. It certainly would have lifted their spirits. And you shouldn't miss those, I guess, Pete. One behind to Jason Wild.
No, you shouldn't miss them from 30 metres, but it's very easy to do so. Silvani chips it in short to Manton. He's been a very good player for Carlton since crossing from Essendon. Here's Camporelli to Sexton, who's had a terrific season. Michael Sexton. I'm not going to say he's underrated anymore because he's not underrated. Carlton think he's very good. There's his brother. So Ben Sexton, former Bulldog, has taken this mark on centre wing. He brings it in. It's a wobbly kick into the half-forward area. Buckley goes back. He was caught high. And he's got the free kick. The first tackle on Buckley was very, very high. And the umpire was onto it. Nathan Buckley. You can see that right round the neck. One of the longest kicks playing the game, Nathan Buckley. Now he's going to chip this across towards the full-back area because he's found Alex McDonald here on his own. The former Hawk brings it in towards centre wing. A beautiful kick. Another Hawk is there. Former Hawk in Scott Crow. It's a good build-up by Collingwood. In towards the half-forward line with no mark. Lee Walker flew for it. Williams is there. Here's Patterson hooking it back towards the half-forward area for the Magpies. Shane Watson tries to pick it up. Silvani's after it. Gets in a hand pass. Good play to Camporelli. He's off and running, the speedy winger. There's 1-on-2 here. Ben Sexton beats Prestigiacomo to the ball and takes the mark.
Good start by Ben Sexton at half forward. He's been prepared to lead up hard at the ball.
He's in right centre wing. Kick a little bit too severe for Camporelli, but he runs onto it nicely after a good bounce. Madden, not this time. Big Harry. He was outnumbered there 3-1. But the kick comes down to Kernahan. Kernahan chips it in short. And Heaver again. He kicked the first goal. He might be able to kick the second as well.
Shocking kick out of defence by the Magpies, Terry.
It was a little bit of desperation, wasn't it? Just letting go the big torp, just hoping that it would find a Collingwood player, but it was Kernahan who was there.
Brent Heaver, who had 12 games with Melbourne, tries to hook it around. He's hooked it all right, but too much. And he's registered only a minor score. So 1 goal, 1. Kicked by Brent Heaver. That's Carlton's tally so far, and 6 points.
Well, you said he tried to hook it. He ran out to the right. Why he wouldn't run straight at the goals when kicking for goal? It beats me. Still, here's Buckley. He's normally a very accurate kick, Heaver. Buckley from a standing kick, kicks at 60 metres. He is a magnificent kick. There's a mark to Graham Wright at half back. So the big games are needed from guys like Graham Wright. He finds Wild, the boy from Collingwood. Brings it further around. This is Burns. In towards full forward. Silvani, the big thump away. Here's a chance for Lee Walker. He gives it off to Hassel. Here's Williams. Onto the left goes Paul Williams. Brings it back at goal. This is good play, but he's just missed.
Steve Silvani has started off in fine form. 3 very strong pushes into goal by Collingwood have been repelled by solid spoils from Silvani. Paul Williams had the opportunity there. Really, as a goal kicker, he should have nailed that one.
Kick out comes to the Member stand side. Good mark. Taken by Trent Houghton. Again, not an experienced black and white representative. A few out there today we could describe in the same words. This is Burns. Probably further from goal, but in the corridor. Collingwood getting plenty of the footy. Back to where we started. And McDonald, outside 50, spears it into the pocket. And the mark taken there for Collingwood. So they're sharing it around. This is McDonald. It came from Houghton again. So Alex McDonald, the former Hawk. And this is Burns.
I think what Collingwood are displaying here, they really haven't got a key forward just at the moment, and this is a legitimate ploy to be able to use the ball into the forward line, just chipping it around, just trying to set someone up in close enough to be able to score.
Well, Scott Burns is 35 metres out. He kicks, that's coming around, but not enough. And another behind. Reaches it to the Magpies, kicked by Scott Burns, their third. So they trailed by 4 points. 1-1 to 3 behinds. 13 minutes left in the quarter. Blues bench, and you'll see Milhana there, second from the end.
Simon Beaumont's there. He's a promising young player.
Manton marks in the right back pocket.
So Manton drives it out of the danger area. Michael Sexton at the back against Watson. Kicked away by Sexton. He's a reliable player. Puts it over the line. Interesting, Brown playing down there at full forward on Silvani. Many years ago, the old Herald Shield for the schoolboys. Marsland College won the premiership, and they were teammates in that premiership. The weather, magnificent day, fine and sunny, 18 degrees expected. Free kick to the Magpies on centre wing. It's Graham Wright, and they started off all right, but unfortunately they've kicked 3 behinds. Here's the man to give it to Buckley, because he just kicks the ball so far. But this time, they're kicking it short, just trying to get possession. Burns, and as Terry Wheeler said, probably that lack of big key position players is forcing them into going short here. Still Burns. He ran very close to the man on the mark. It's a wobbly kick. Here's a chance for Shawball. Out to Jason Wild. Smothered off the boot. Still Wild. Around the corner goes Wild. Brings it in front of goal. And hit the Carlton player on the back of the head. It's DiIulio. And it'll be a throw in right next to the behind post.
Pete, just as an indication of the structure that Tony Shaw's working with it, every player was in the forward half for Collingwood on that occasion. Even the fullback was down there, all just trying to generate a push forward.
Well, it's in the forward pocket area. It's kicked away by Ratton. Back it comes. This is Whitehead to centre wing. That's a good mark. And a clip over the ear for his... it's Clappe taken, but a nice little whack. So Matt Clappe, former Eagle. A low trajectory kick to the half forward line. Sexton couldn't mark, but Heaver will swoop on this. Brent Heaver sets it up. for his forwards. At the back is Fraser Brown, but no, it's not a mark to right. He dropped it. Brown. The Collingwood crowd hooting, but he didn't hang on to it long enough. Will be a throw-in.
Almost got the impression it was jarred out when he hit the ground, Pete. Anyway, the umpire didn't think so.
Right.
Let's see again. He's got it there. Hits the ground. Oh.
Fair decision.
Yes. So Burns can't get clear. Thumped about 25 metres upfield by Richardson. Diulio and Patterson. And the ball beating both of those out of bounds.
Particularly on a day like today, you should have to hang on to them.
Maybe Parkin and Craig Bradley there in the front. 10-1 on Carlton. You would expect the Blues to win here today. Madden and Francis. Madden too tall. Burns. Kick to centre wing. Travels only about 30 metres. Walker is clean bowled. Hickmott. Here's a fumble as well. He'll go across the goals. Intended for Christou. Not a great kick. Sexton again. Kick to half forward. Looked to be a bit of a nudge out there. Might have almost been a Carlton free kick. The umpire says no. Buckley. Shawbull, former Xavier College player. Houghton taken to the ground by Hickmott. Blues with the numbers. Pearce. Oh, he's fumbling as well. 2 or 3 fumbles. It's a kind bounce in the end. Brad Pearce kicks well across his body. A good 50-metre kick. Buckley thumps it to the ground again. The Diesel. Well shepherded. A little bit of to-do off the play. Buckley and Clapway. Son of factor here. Kernahan couldn't take the mark. Heaver. Well tackled. Shoots the hand pass out in front. Richardson brushes one tackle. Now Burns needs to sit for him, and it does. Gets a push in the back from Brown. And the mark is taken by Watson across the half-back line right on 50.
So Watson into Matthew Francis. Matthew Francis drives it long. That's a good kick. Silvani, geez, hard to get a kick against. Well taken by Hassel. Hassel over the top of goal, coming up to Williams into the open and right through, and the Magpies in front.
Superb hand pass, that wasn't it?
An excellent team play by the Magpies.
It was very good work, and again, Matthew Francis was involved in the centre of the ground. That's going to be a tough matchup for David Parkin to deal with, in that Francis is really going to take Big Madden on and cover a lot of ground. As a result of getting the ball in the midfield, had plenty of room in the forward line, and Williams, the hard-running half-forward, was able to finish off just in the right fashion.
Superb hand pass by Johnny Hassel to Williams, who's now kicked 1-1 out of Collingwood's total of 1-3. Magpies by 2 points. Matthew Francis against Madden. Madden with the height and experience. Francis the leap. Francis wins it. Can't get it clear of the circle virtually. Watson, a grub at a half forward. Beats Hickmott up towards 50. Sexton, claim. Ball jarred free in the tackle. Too high. He'll take the free kick at half back. Williams the target and marks in front of Burns. Hoots at the crowd for him. Scotty Russell in front of Whitehead. Collingwood with plenty of the footy. Walker lumbers after it. Needs to get around Sexton. Backs his judgment. Backs himself. Still he goes outside 50. Funny old kick. A bounce will be the factor. Madden and Francis needs to turn. He can kick a goal, but he just misses by about 1 metre. Need to turn around a little bit more quickly. So 1 behind, 1-4 to 1-1, and coming on for Carlton very shortly, Matthew out.
Well, this is costly stuff by Collingwood. They really need to get a good start against Carlton. They're the better side at the moment, Terry.
They're certainly creating opportunities, and it's just through hard, aggressive run.
So Silvani, he's very hard to score against. Or Kudafiti's kicked out of it that time. Watson gets it to Matthew Francis. The ball drops short, and the mark taken by Glenn Manton. Carlton haven't got their running game going yet. Camporelli, shocking kick by Camporelli. He puts it out on the full, and Lee Walker will take the kick.
And as an indication of Matthew Francis's form, Justin Madden is now off, and Allen has come on.
So we go back to the half-forward line. The mark is with Watson. Watson, an ordinary kick, a shocking kick. Camporelli gets it to Ratton. He's caught. Patterson dives on top of it with Camporelli. Ratton again, and the umpire's going to bounce it way out at half-forward. Collingwood, they always lift against the Blues and don't always win, but they're always very competitive. A bounce about 70 metres out from the Collingwood goal. Allen gets it to Camporelli. Camporelli to centre wing. Fraser Brown is there. Buckley, very talented player. Buckley, look at that. Comes through the middle. The kick is out in the direction of McDonald. Alex McDonald. He's looking for someone. There's a push off the ball. It's a free kick to Collingwood. And the chip pass comes across to Jason Wild. Wild in towards the pocket. And anticipating well then is Glenn Manton to take the mark on Trent Houghton.
Manton in the left back pocket. 211 times these clubs have met, and Collingwood has scored 144 more points in those games, but Carlton's won more of them. Ben Sexton. Kick up towards centre wing. Excellent judgment, Clappe to win the hard ball. Kicks inside 50. Brown missed what he normally would have taken, should have taken it. Back to Kernahan, a little give. Still an opportunity for the Blues, and Whitehead now comes back to Allen just on the ground, sharing it around. Whitehead, 10 metres out, must go, and does. Carlton back in front. Whitehead kicks his first. It's 2-1 to 1-4. The Blues by 3 points.
And what a sensational duel we've got going in the middle of the ground between the opposing ruckman. And on that occasion, it was big Matthew Allen who was the aggressive runner in the forward line. And Matty Francis, his direct opponent, started to struggle. Whitehead was there for the support and finished it off so very well. But the clash in the middle of the ground, very important.
Carlton by 3 points. Allen. Socket off the ground. This is Scott Crowe. Sockers it again. That was good football. Down to the pocket. Brown and Silvani. Taken by Adrian Hickmott. Here's Brown. Tackled by Silvani. Taken by Lee Walker. Brings it in towards Williams. Good play by Walker. And a well-judged mark by Williams. He'll kick from 10 metres out for his second. Excellent play by the Magpies.
Well, he's a fine talent, Lee Walker, isn't it? Unfortunately, a history of knee injuries. 3 times he's had to undergo operations in a knee since 1992, but very valuable player.
So a chance to put Collingwood in front again. Second goal coming up for Paul Williams from directly in front, and he makes no mistake. So 2 goals to this pacey half-forward flanker, and Collingwood looking as though they're going to make it a real contest.
Well, it's been a very good start, and they would rue some of those early misses. 2 goals, 4 on the board at this stage isn't an apt return for the work they've done. They've been able to really structure up some good work inside, and Williams now, second time he's been hard at the ball inside the goal square and is rewarded with his second goal.
Williams won at their best last week at Subiaco against the Eagles, he and Buckley. Paul Williams has 2 goals, 1 now. Collingwood back in front by 3 points. Francis and Allen. There's got to be a line there somewhere. Wild nearly turns into trouble. Diulio. Knock on by McDonald. On to Johnny Hassel, whose hand pass gave Williams a goal earlier, and he might give him another one.
James Christou really has got to tighten up here now. If he is a defender, if he is a half-back flanker, he needs to do a job on Williams. Or is he merely just a free-running half-back flanker against Christou with all attack?
Great vision again, that time by the foot pass, and the hand pass, as I mentioned, set up Williams for a goal earlier in the quarter. Distance shouldn't be a problem. He's about 45 metres out. Gets pretty close to the man on the mark. It needs to come around. That's a real line ball, but it's coming in for a goal. He gets his third for the quarter. 3-1 he's kicked out of Collingwood's tally of 3-4, and the Magpies by 9 points.
Well, he is the difference there just at the moment, and a real question mark on Ange Christou to be able to tighten that one up there, take him on one-on-one. But some of the other one, Alex McDonald's doing a very good job on Koutafidis on the wing, and Buckley very damaging off Clappe at half-back.
So we look like having a very good contest. Matthew Francis again getting it out of the centre. Down towards half-forward for the Magpies. Houghton gets it further afield. That's McDonald racing back to Silvani, but it bounces. It's some good signs for the Magpies. They're always a desperate side, and they're hard to shake off. As we see big Justin Madden getting some leg treatment there. So So a throw in that forward pocket. Collingwood in front by 9 points. Another one here would be invaluable as we see Francis tapping it down. Heaver will probably go to the line. A clever little kick. Jason Wiles back after it with Koutafidis, and it beats them both over the line 40 metres from the Collingwood goal.
Boundary throw in at right half forward for the Woods. They lead 3-4 to 2-1. 6 minutes left in this first term.
And David Parkin has let Ange Christou off the hook, so to speak, and Delulio now has Paul Williams.
Allen and Francis flipped out the back. Plenty of Carlton jumpers there. Camporelli from Williams. Kick to half forward. Kernahan on his hands and knees. Couldn't take it. Scotty Russell. Now Richardson. Needs to break the tackle and does. Marking contest at half forward. Chance for Koutafidis to apply a tackle, but Patterson steams through. The kick won't quite make it, and rushed over the line for Carlton, or for Collingwood, a rush behind.
Well, and lo and behold, Patterson now is being marked by Ange Christou. So Ange is having a little bit of a dirty afternoon at this particular stage of the game.
Well, his opponent kicks 3 goals, 1. Christou kicks in, goes to the outer side, finds Sexton, who rushed that behind, gets it onto Williams.
And don't they love to hate Greg Williams, and that's because he's a champion. He gets hooted every time he goes near the ball. Scott Camporelli at half-back flank. Brings it in towards half-forward. David Parkin wouldn't be happy with his forwards at the moment. There's Whitehead. Down towards Kernahan. Kernahan brings it back. Buckley, gee, reads the play well. Nathan Buckley. He's like a general down there in defence. He finds Alex McDonald. Clever play by McDonald. To the centre of the ground. Great kick. Finds Patterson. So Stephen Patterson, a wobbly kick to the half-forward line. It was a very poor kick. And the mark taken by Ron DiIulio. DiIulio finding his feet as a half-back flanker. He runs close to the man on the mark again. He's already kicked into the man. Here's Allen at the back. Tries to knock it on. Good play by Big Allen. Ratton to Camporelli. He's a very talented player, Camporelli. Kicks it very, very wide, and he finds Pearce. Beautiful kick. And Pearce is a long kick of a football. Warming up for Collingwood at the moment is Chad Liddell, so it looks like a move, or looks like another injury to as Pearce kicks for goal from 55. There's that left foot. Starts to swing. Not enough. One behind there. Was that Francis who came off?
It was, Pete.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see now what Tony Shaw's going to do in terms of the ruck work. Richardson has been playing at full back on Stephen Kernahan. Whether he's released from that position, but that certainly would be a dangerous move because I think Richardson's doing quite well back there.
He's done well, Francis, on the ball.
Actually, it's Trent Houghton who has come in now to run with Allen.
Nathan Buckley's kick should be marked. It is marked by Shawbull in the back pocket. He'll go short again. When I say short, kick travels about 30 metres to Scott Crow. Crow longer to half forward. Good punch away by Christou. That was certainly effective to get it away from Patterson. It's out of bounds right next to the interchange area between wing and right half forward. 3-5 to 2-2. 9 points that translates to under 4 minutes left in the term. In ideal conditions here at the MCG. Rain forecast for later tonight. That was almost a throw. Umpire lets it go in front of Fraser Brown. This gave his opponent there, Burns, a little bit of a nudge to keep him honest. So throw it in the similar location. Allen taps down. Going to be a free kick here. Started on the bench. Madden has gone there. We saw him getting treatment from a trainer. Allen's kicked to half forward. Not a good one. Prestigiacomo to Russell. Scotty Russell across half back. That could be dangerous. Very dangerous. Kernahan in hot pursuit. Crow nearly caught. Richardson, ball, says the crowd. Umpire disagrees. He unloads with a long bomb. DiIulio at the back. Yes, he's got the mark. Almost caught out of position by running too far. Great vision for Heaver, who kicked the side's first goal. Heaver on right centre wing.
So Brent Heaver kicked 5 goals in his first game many years ago for Melbourne. Now Kernahan is 55 metres from goal. It was a good lead. Pearce is on the lead. The distance might be a doubt. He's kicking it pretty quickly. The Carlton player down behind the play. Nothing too serious. Up to the goal square it goes. Kudafides. Brilliant mark. 10 metres out. Great mark.
Well, it's very important for Kudafides to get himself into this game. McDonald, his direct opponent, has done very well early. It's been quite a while between drinks for Anthony Kudafides. I think that's only about his 5th mark in the last 3 weeks. He hasn't been as dominant as he had been early in the season.
So Anthony Kudafides from directly in front. He's hooked it slightly. He might have just got it, has he? Yes. So a badly needed goal to the Blues. They're not playing all that well, but they're only 3 points down.
Yeah, it's a bit of a struggle just at the moment for Carlton, and really if we look back at last week's game against Brisbane, they seemingly were only doing enough to keep Brisbane at bay, and Collingwood have come out and really given themselves a chance here, and the sniff of victory here for a quarter-time victory now with 3 points their way. An important period for Carlton.
Great mark and a goal to Anthony Kudafides to reduce the deficit to 3 points. 2 minutes remaining in the term. Centre break's important. Camporelli, Brown, and a little give. Ratnor, great smother down there for Collingwood. That was by Wright. Now Patterson from Brown. Hickmott nearly. Williams, who's kicked 3 in the quarter, has to backpedal. Walker tried for Johnny Hassel. He might still be able to pick it up. That was Liddell. Walker again, held but not in possession. And Collingwood crowd asking for a free kick. And the umpire then there, Mark Nash, not agreeing.
Well, the ball gets spilt through, and certainly the arms are still tangled up after the ball's gone. I think the crowd has every right to ask the umpire, what about the free for the Pies?
3 points the difference. Still in favour of Collingwood. And pass to Sylvia for the Julio. Collingwood free kick.
Kicking in danger he played, Pete. As he was grabbing the ball, the Carlton player...
For Patterson it is, I think, on the ground. Ooh.
Against Christo. Well, Christo, actually. I was told at the Carlton Football Club the other night. He likes to be called Christo, not Christo.
Well, call him what you will. He's just given away the free kick. He won't be too happy with that. Patterson will be more than happy if he can convert as the clock ticks down to quarter time. Maybe seeing just a few stars after getting a kick there in the head.
Might have a bit of... Well, he's got the blood. Got to go off. The blood really can't have his kick. That happened to Anthony Rock in a night game here on a Friday night. He laid a beautiful tackle and he from 10 metres and couldn't have the shot for goal. You reckon you could have the shot then go off, wouldn't you?
It would. So Robert Kyman comes on. The late inclusion for Tony Francis.
And Pete, while that was going on, another move made by Tony Shaw was Watson has come off after Camporelli getting such a good start in the game, and Sharkey has come on.
Graham Wright is going to take the kick. Nathan Buckley should have sneaked up to take it. Doesn't matter. Graham Wright is just as accurate and kicks truly for a goal. 4-5 to 3-2, half a minute remaining to the siren.
And on a personal level to Graham Wright, his 100th goal in AFL football in his 163rd game. So been a tremendous player for the Collingwood side, and really a well-executed kick there. There's a great degree of pressure when the game stops for such a long period on an interchange for him to step up and do it. Well done.
9 points. The Magpies lead. Getting close to quarter time. They've been very impressive. There's Wright, take it away. Geez, a good player, Williams. And he still gets his hand past to Kleppe. Kleppe in towards half forward, but a good mark taken by Shawbull. Is that 50?
You'd reckon.
The crowd's calling for 50. I think it might have been accidental. Andrew Shawbull has been a real fine for the Magpies. Time's going to run out here as Graham Wright in towards half-back. Paul Williams marks on the siren. The umpire signals it's quarter time, and the Collingwood supporters are wrapped as their side and undermanned. Or there's a bit of arguing and pushing and shoving going on behind the play here. Buckley's involved, a bit of mouthing off going on. Camporelli's there. But the fact of the matter is, Terry Wheeler, that it was an excellent quarter by the Magpies.
Yes, it was. They've worked very hard. And they've obviously taken in the game plan of possession here. They've had some 90-odd disposals compared to Carlton with just 75. And really, they've done very well. Without a key focal point at full forward, they've had to be able to create something. And Paul Williams was the player at half forward who gave them the avenue they were looking for.
So 9 points the difference at the first change. Collingwood 4-5, leading Carlton 3-2. We'll be back at the MCG in just a moment. The second quarter from the MCG. Collingwood, after a good first term, lead by 9 points. Can they go forward again? Sharkey fires out the hand pass. Buckley was one of their best, if not the best, in the first quarter, not forgetting that Williams kicked 3 goals. Camperelli, a little fumble, nearly caught, gives it to Christo. Kicks to right half forward. Madden back onto the ground. Buckley goes for the boundary line from about 15 metres out. The umpire says no penalty, and he will throw it in.
And David Parkin has reacted with Pearce on the bench now. Milhana on the wing against Alec McDonald, and Koutafidis into the forward pocket.
Good to see Milhana back. His first senior game for the year after ankle problems. Clappe from Camperelli. Wobbles up towards Koutafidis. Russell pushes it to the boundary line, and in the end disguised it pretty well, Pete.
Yeah, he did that well. So did Buckley a moment ago, and gee, Buckley is a good player. There's the Collingwood bench now. On the right there's Chad Liddell, and Shane Watson's also there, and Robert Pyman is there also. So here's Clappe bending it around the corner, one-on-one contest. Oh, good mark, Kernahan.
Yes.
I thought he was grabbed around the neck, and he marked it anyway. Very good mark by the captain.
Just straight out strength there, that one. It was a contest between Richardson and Kernahan, and very, very good work by the skipper.
Well, there's his first right through the middle. So a good start to the Blues. They played very poorly in the first term. Collingwood played well. Collingwood lead by 3 points.
So Stephen Kernahan picks up his first goal, and as a result of some very good work here by Matt Clappe, in that you've just got to get the ball out of that area there, and very, very quickly. And what he did, he tossed it up nice and high, giving his forward every opportunity to work into the contest. And Kernahan in a one-on-one contest, really there are not too many better than he, and now has kicked some 677 career goals, and that one as a result of some great body work.
Steve Kernahan's 18th goal for the year. The least number he's kicked is 46 goals in a season since he came over from South Australia. Patterson. But Pearce is Carlton's leading goal kicker this year so far. Ratton's kick up towards half forward. That's as far as it's going. The mark taken by Buckley. He's carried on his good form from last week over at Subiaco. Wild hits the ground running. Shepherd by right. Wild at centre wing now. Still he goes. Low trajectory pass, maybe intended for Walker. Manton mops up. Does well. Lovely ball. Intended for Brown or Clappe. Brown tries for the boundary line. It's kept in play. Buckley snaffles it up. He'll give it across to Burns. Burns at half back. Williams being brought back on the mark. Collingwood more possessions in the first quarter. They did share it around a lot though. Manton this time caught behind, and that's Houghton with the mark in front. Trent Houghton tries to draw a man. Oh, straight arm tackle from Burns. To number 17's Ryan, and Hebel was on the end of it. A little bit unlucky. You can work out what I'm talking about. Maybe both of them unlucky. Heber kicks towards centre field actually. Clappe again. For the West Coast Eagle. Played 29 games for the Eagles. Kernahan got underneath this one a little bit, and Richardson tracks it to the boundary line. A throw in almost in Carlton's right forward pocket.
Well, Buckley is playing very, very well and getting plenty of kicks, but Clappe hasn't been disgraced either, Terry.
I know. Buckley's really out there as a aggressive halfback flanker who'll get the ball regardless.
Well, here's Camperelli, centres it. Unselfish play. Koutafidis read it beautifully and hooked it in with the one hand. And this is a good coaching move by David Parkin. They've got Kernahan and Koutafidis up alongside each other. Excellent play.
And Camperelli really is the key. he's getting a lot of football and really using it so very well. It's 10 kicks, 4 handballs so far to Camperelli.
So Anthony Koutafidis, after being quiet early, is kicking for his second goal of the game, and he puts it through the middle. So 2 goals to this talented Carlton player, and the Blues have hit the front by 3 points.
So back in the centre bounce, a lot of the effort is going to revolve around the big men again. It's Madden and Matty Francis again. But then it comes down to the ability of the players at ground level. Collingwood have got this pattern of play of just being able to maintain possession at the moment, but just Carlton just showing signs of being able to wear that down and break it open.
Koutafidis gets his second goal and Carlton get back the lead. The Blues by 3 points at the MCG. Patterson with that bandage around his head. Hannah couldn't quite complete the mark. Down to Ratton. Punch away coming from Walker. Heaver, busy. To Christo, who marks in front of Patterson. Getting the boos of the Collingwood supporters for that indiscretion. Madden in front, couldn't complete it. Burns. Richardson. Now Wright takes the hand pass, short of half back. Into Johnny Hassel. One bounce. Camperelli comes at him. He's got some toe. It's up towards Houghton. Houghton at midfield. Lovely vision. Patterson, a bounce. In he goes. Should steady. He should go from there, and he has. Great footy. Collingwood back in front. Good old Collingwood spirit. 5-5 to 5-2, and the Magpies back in front by 3 points.
They worked the ball so very well through the centre of the ground then, and eventually were rewarded with finding Patterson out there by himself. And he has been a very good goal kicker for them since coming over from North, a little rover. Now he's second on the goal, kicking only behind Severio Rocca, who's not playing, has just edged in front of Nathan Buckley with 19 goals now for the year.
So Madden hooks it down with the left hand. Here comes Graham Wright through the middle. Here go the Magpies again. A booming kick. Brown and Silvani. A bounce. I don't think this was touched. Free kick against Brown on Silvani. He grabbed his jumper. And geez, a hard man to beat Stephen Silvani in a one-on-one. You'll see this here. Who's holding who?
Yeah, Brownie gets
Brown got his jumper
there, but he was exposed at the end, wasn't he?
I think the umpire made the right decision. It was play on until the last little bit. So Steve Silvani drives it out to the half-back area, and Hannah helps it on its way over the line.
We kept hold of the jumper when he saw the ball cleared the zone. It wasn't a goal, actually. It wasn't touched. And unfortunately, it didn't go on the scoreboard. So the two number 22s, Manton. And it turns out to be Houghton in the end. Number 22 is Wild, of course. Burns tries to crash his way through. Ratton stands in his road. Ball up outside 50. Only just 53 metres from goal, or thereabouts. Magnificent conditions here today. 18 degrees is the forecast top. It's getting close to that now. Now Burns. Oh, gee, well, that Silvani's got the mark. Collingwood supporters baying for blood. They thought there was an indiscretion off the ball. No free kick given by the umpire. Camperelli. Kick to centre wing.
I think the umpire was dead right again, Pete.
Okay, you're the umpire's man. I won't argue with you. Whitehead. Whitehead kick up towards half forward. Koutafidis has to punch it to clear the hands of Schauble. It's out of bounds right on 50 in front of the MCC members stand. And let's see what happened there. Walker taken right out of the contest. Was he shepherded? Silvani got the mark. So an interesting decision. Umpire says no free kick. Buckley a chance. Prestigiacomo crashed into him. Whitehead. Good tackle by Sharkey. Ball, says the crowd. Still nothing, and it's going to be a ball up about 45 metres from there.
So the bounce 40 metres out from Carlton's goal. Koutafidis to do the ruck work, tries to grab it. And the umpire might have to bounce again here. He will. There's Andrew Schauble and Ben Sexton. So the Magpies by 3 points. A lot of people came here thinking this was going to be a real walkover for Carlton, but it's always a good game between these two clubs. Here's Scotty Russell. Comes across goal. Oh, he's put it out in the full. Hannah will take the kick. He went for the short one. He should have tried to just turn and bang and kicked it as far as he could, but he tried to finesse it. Madden off and Allen on. And I wonder if he'll run out and have a snapshot here. Mill Hannah. He's right on the boundary line. Yes, he runs out to open up the goals now as a set shot. Kicks a goal, and I think he's hooked this through for a behind. Yes.
The umpire's getting a little bit lenient there with players who run on from that position, because Mill Hannah actually played on outside the boundary line, and the ball then should have been adjudicated as being out of bounds and thrown in.
Nathan Buckley, a couple of bounces, still he goes, and he'll kick it a country mile, almost up to the centre of the ground. Sharkey. Brown, Silvani. The Blues defence superb. Sexton, who's having a wonderful year. Williams doesn't get the bounce he wanted. Good shepherd applied though by his Sexton's brother. Williams to Camporelli. Squares the ball, and Clappe thought about going on but then decides to go back for the kick. So a very quick movement from one end of the ground to the other by the Blues. And Matt Clappe will come in for a shot at goal. 29 games for West Coast.
He's a great fullback, Silvani, isn't he? Brownie hasn't had a touch yet, I don't know. Not even one touch.
200th game is Silvani today. He's doing well. So too Clappe with that kick, it's there. Clappe's first, and Carlton go to 6 goals 3. Collingwood 5 goals 5.
Well, it did all start with Stephen Silvani back in defence, and with his father Serge, they become the only father and son combination to play 200 games of AFL football, yet haven't yet beaten the Whitten record of 465 games between EJ and young Ted.
The Blues are in front by 4 points. Here's Hannah trying to crash through with Heaver. Heaver to Hannah. Oh, that was clever. Hannah to half forward. Scott Russell back with the fly to the ball. Is that a free kick? No. Racing after it was the Collingwood player. It looked like Sharkey. No, it wasn't. It was Presta Giacomo. So it'll be a throw-in in front of the Melbourne members. Hannah coming off and Pearce back on. So half forward flank. Oh, here's Koutafidis. Look at the pace. Onto the left. Kernahan versus Richardson. Kicked in midair by Mark Richardson was good play. Gains about 40 metres. Racing after it is Pearce. Some good shepherding down there by Manton. Pearce onto the left. Brings it in towards Clappe and Buckley. Great tackle. Wild hand pass, all right. He goes in after it again. Here's Kernahan and Pearce, taken by Mark Richardson. Around the boundary line he goes. Manton will probably help this on its way. No, he keeps it in. Still in. Michael Sexton still in play as it rolls. Now it rolls over the line on centre wing.
Yeah, only half of it was out before, Pete, so just play on.
So Koutafidis and Pearce now swapping over. Pearce into the forward line. Koutafidis back to the wing. But I would have preferred to have left it. Leave Koutafidis in the forward line, getting some critical touches there, and give Pearce a run on the wing. I think actually that's where he did start his league career, on that position.
Allen taps down. Hassel. Wild. Now it comes to Crow. A nice balk. Patterson. Outside 50. One bounce. Short pass. Beautifully delivered Williams. Has he paid the mark? He has.
Very lucky that a chest mark on a day like this to be paid.
Maybe just blew the whistle a tad early. Got it there.
Oh, he dropped it. He definitely dropped it. Very lucky, Paul Williams.
Williams has kicked 3, all in the first quarter. The goal here will put Collingwood back in front. Distance won't be a problem for him. He kicks. And he has goal. The Magpies in front again. Yet another lead change in the second quarter at 6-5 to 6-3. Collingwood by 2 points.
This has been a very strong performance from Collingwood because they've got a number of players who are really strong in at the contest, and in particular Patterson and Burns, two are the younger players in the midfield, have been very, very good. Their use of the ball has been excellent, and each time they've got it, they've been able to set up a clear running play.
So back to the centre, it's with Williams, a little toe poke. Goes forward again through Patterson, down towards Brown. Here's Michael Sexton. To the half-back area, Scott Crow waiting for it. He's got it. Good play by Crow. The Magpies looking good as Williams. Oh, he's got the pace to race around on the right foot. A low trajectory kick. Hits Gavin Brown on the chest. And Brown will kick for goal from about 45 metres.
A great example of the young players there. And Gavin Brown, he's beaten on numerous occasions by Silvani, but not once has he given up on the lead. He'll keep leading until the end of the game, and on that occasion Paul Williams had the skill to be able to hit him right on the chest.
So Brown with his first kick of the game, and they need a goal here, the Magpies, just to put a bit of pressure on Carlton. There's the drop punt, he lays back, and I think he's missed it to the left. He has. So it's tough enough to get a kick on Silvani without missing them, as the kick comes into Manton at, well, in the back pocket area.
7 lead changes in the match so far, and we've had 4 this quarter. Allen, Francis, and Sexton. That's out of bounds on the full.
I think it was smothered.
The boundary umpire will throw it in. Pressuring from Collingwood, excellent. 6-6 to 6-3.
Good contest.
It is a good contest. They've certainly lifted for this match, as you would expect against the long-time rivals. Francis couldn't clear the pack. Quick kick comes up towards Diolio, who takes the mark. Certainly making the most of some revitalised form. His second chance virtually. There might be a kick against Allen. He's got the mark, but it's not his ball.
And he pushed out.
See what happened here. Yes, little push in the back. Kick comes up towards McDonald. It's McDonald, 46 games for Hawthorn, played in 2 night premierships. Now over to the youngster, Prestigio Como, played in the under-18s grand final last year. Back to McDonald. Marking contest at half-forward. Hassel, quick to pounce on the crumbs. Silvani and Brown. Silvani with a little push. Christo. Well, that's a throw.
Sensational pressure there from Collingwood, and in particular Jason Wild. Riding at it very hard. Burns has it go. Wild's in there. Christo had just nowhere to go.
Every time I've seen Wild, he's got better. He reads the play pretty well, tackles solidly as we saw there, and he's not slow. So a change being made by Collingwood. Francis off, and coming back on is Shane Watson. They're having wrapped Wild. Let's hope that his kicking doesn't let him down, for Collingwood's sake anyway. For his first goal, Wild kicks, and he goes. He's kicked 1-1. Collingwood 7-6, Carlton 6-3. The difference is again 9 points.
Well, Carlton really have their problems just at the moment. They haven't been able to structure up any fluent play whatsoever. They've been beaten in around the centre bounce area. Williams, Fraser, Brown, they haven't had any influence yet. The influence has all been with the Collingwood Smalls at this stage.
The Magpies by 9 points as Graham Wright goes forward towards Lee Walker. Clappe, they've lost it again. Here's Wild. Caught. Walker kicks a goal. It's another one, I think. Oh, yes, the Magpies on fire here at the MCG. Collingwood, underman, have lifted against the arch enemy and are playing very good football.
They're playing great footy just at the moment. Lee Walker now being aggressive at the forward line first up there and just being able to keep the pressure in there and follows it up. That right foot sort of hook banana kick that he's mastered so very, very well really does get it. Ange Christou, he's been dragged off the ground. Collingwood forward line on fire.
Beaumont came on to replace him. Centre break's important. Brown applies a tackle. It's scooped out wide towards him. McDonald was there, got taken away with the bump. Still Brown goes, holding the ball, says the crowd, and the umpire agrees. Well, can the Magpies get another one? Brown and Silvani. Great deal of that. Silvani collared, breaks the tackle in his 200th game. Back to Fraser Brown at midfield. Past right. The kick is towards half forward. No mark taken. Houghton tried to barge through. Prestigiacomo taken to the ground, but the tackle previously was high. And he'll take the free kick. Houghton onto Graham Wright. Good vision. McDonald. Richardson breaks for him. He can run on. He's a good kick. That's not a good kick though. Distance-wise, it's there. A mongrel punt has resulted in a goal. Richardson kicks his first and Collingwood's ninth. It's 9-6 to 6-3 and the MCG comes alive.
And with just over 6.5 minutes to play before half-time, Collingwood have kicked now the last of 3 goals of the game and have assumed some very much dominant play in the whole context of the match. Their half-back line has been very resilient and constructing run. Midfield on fire, forwards finishing it off.
Well, the next 6.5 minutes are vital. They can't let Carlton get back into it. As Ratton goes forward, punched away, it's a loose ball. Koutoufides around the corner, tries to bend it back, but he's missed. This is where Carlton are dangerous when they're down. They can normally lift and find something. Collingwood have to hang on to half-time because Carlton will throw everything at them now because they're the top side and they're under fire here as Buckley and some of these young Collingwood players, you can see they've lifted. They've got a sniff of this. As Buckley's going to drive it out low. It's a magnificent kick and he finds Shawble at half-back.
Shawble, in fact, almost to centre wing. Gives away the hand pass to Crow. And Crow downfield has found Sharkey. Right, needs to Bork. He does. On to Wild. Wild to Burns. Another Bork. Beautifully done around Diulio. No one there. And the ball, did it bounce through from behind? I think it did. It stopped, went straight up in the air. And one behind.
A great exchange of handball down through the wing position here, and David Parkin has every right to look a little bit concerned at this stage.
I think they should have Koutoufides as centre forward. I reckon that's an obvious move.
Hickmott to Williams from the kick out. 21 points is the difference. And the dual Brownlow medalist goes in short, looking for Koutoufides. Couldn't find him. Prestigiacomo is there. Applies a Shepherd for McDonald. McDonald's kick lands right into the arms of Diulio, and that could be 50 metres. Maybe against Patterson. In fact, he's taken his number for, I guess, a charge.
Well, he's got to get 50 then, doesn't he, if that's the case?
Correct. Well, I thought it would have been 50 anyway, but a report, well, the umpire's closer than we.
It didn't look to be a lot in it, did there? It wasn't vicious. He almost tried to pull up. He almost tried to pull up. Unfortunately, we can't see it again because it's been a report. As Tony Shaw looks on, but I think, Terry, you'd agree, this is the 5 minutes. Collingwood have to kick away because they let Carlton back in with a sniff. They'll find it very hard in the second half.
That is critical. They've been able to get the last 3 goals. If they can build upon that in these remaining 5 minutes, they'll have a great degree of momentum going into the break.
So Ron Diulio, he'll look for Kernahan. He drives it long. Kernahan's got a couple to beat. Over the back, nearly a mark to Richardson. Clappe tried to soccer it off the ground. Clever play by Buckley. Good play by Ratton. Brown, they're drilled to centre the ball at all times. Whitehead is there. He's trying to latch onto it. Richardson also. Koutoufides. But here's the running player in Russell from halfback who drives it out of the danger area. Round the boundary line that was on the full. So it'll be a penalty kick out there to Hickmott.
Hickmott, former Cat. Russell has to punch. Whitehead, heaver. He does it again. Still can't get it away. He does get it out of bounds this time, but not on the full in front of Hickmott. 4 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the term. The difference is 21 points. Allen, number 24. Got it off the ground with Madden. He's got this one on his own almost. Cotton will come in from the side, which he does. Heaver, two number 17s tangle. Burns, making sure he's not going anywhere. Heaver kicked the first goal of the match inside 30 seconds to get Carlton off to a good start.
I think what comes out of this too, the importance of Bradley to Carlton, isn't he? The way he breaks up the ball midfield.
Bond did for Richmond last night against the Crows. Russell, not Russell, that was right, not able to get clear. The umpire says throw it in.
Yeah, Peter, it's the pace that Bradley brings to the side that balances out the lack of pace of Greg Williams and some of the other players, and really that combination is lacking here today.
So number 31, Trent Houghton against Allen. Good tackle by Burns. Fraser Brown might have been taken high by Alex McDonald, but again it's going to be a boundary throw-in.
I'll tell you something, he gets a shocking go from umpires, Williams. I don't care what anyone says. He really does.
Showing his displeasure there, and that might...
If you watch off the ball, Williams gets interfered with all the time at every bounce.
It's a Collingwood free kick. Burns runs on. And in the way there's Camporelli. A little give. Kick is taken by Beaumont up the half forward. Kernahan couldn't complete the mark. Blues jumpers everywhere. Snap around his body by Ben Sexton. That's as far as it's going. Russell, and he'll give it to McDonald. Nearly caught. They're defending desperately, Collingwood.
Kernahan's hurt.
Crow.
Yeah, Kernahan's down behind the play, hurt. The mark dropped, taken by Fraser Brown. No, the mark paid. Oh, and Kernahan in the hands of the trainers. He doesn't stay down unless he's hurt either. As it's driven around centre wing to the half-back area. Diulio breaks clear. Hand pass to Brown. Back to Diulio. Have they got someone down there to take a mark? They haven't got the height. And that's the problem, as you see a lovely mark taken down here by Shawball. And 50 metres against Pearce. Oh, they're a bit rattled at the moment, the Blues.
It's a great opportunity for the Collingwood leaders to really give their younger players a real lift here, because Carlton really look a little bit rattled just at the moment. They're really struggling in the forward line. Centre half forward's a real problem for them. Kernahan really hasn't been able to get into any dominant effect so far. So Carlton really looking down the barrel as we approach half-time.
Andrew Shawball, centre of the ground. Gee, if they could grab another one here, Collingwood, boy, they'd be hard to beat from there. Andrew Shawball brings it in towards the half-forward line. Some pushing and shoving going on, but Diulio is playing very well. Onto the left foot. A chip pass. Was it a mark? Umpire said it was, or was it a free kick to Clappe? He and Buckley having a fantastic duel.
And Brad Pearce dragged once again for Milhana.
Allen on centre wing as the sun goes behind a cloud. Kutafides the target in front. Williams at the back. Wild, good tackle. Oh, Patterson went down. Good bump. Whitehead. Heaver. Hassel a good tackle. Sharkey. Williams. Collingwood full of running. Hannah couldn't catch him. One-on-one duel on centre wing. Great mark. Has been taken by Watson. Equally great, the smother from Manton. It could set Carlton up. Fraser Brown, off one step, kicks into the forward pocket for Kernahan, who's recovered. A snap at goal by the Carlton Dynamo. Oh, that is so close. One behind.
How was that intercept by Manton?
How critical was that in the context of the game? If Kernahan had been able to swing that round sufficiently to goal, an incredible amount of impetus would have been in that end result.
Nathan Buckley kicked in last week at Subiaco and did it well. He kicked in long as a rule. Well, that's not a great effort, though. It's not one of his best ones. Ben Sexton's got them up.
He miskicked, didn't he? Didn't quite get onto it. This is Ben Sexton, who's been very, very quiet. Now Sexton's going to set it up for one of their high flyers. Kernahan is in front. Couldn't mark. It's a free kick going Collingwood's way.
Kutafides interfering there in the contest before the ball had got there.
And they're calling for the ball. Let's see what happened. Oh, he shoved the Collingwood opponent out of the contest. Now the ball's at half back with Buckley. Oh, he's got plenty of time and plenty of balance, and he's sizing it all up to see what he's going to do. Brings it into Lee Walker, who marks on centre wing. Oh, he's done his hamstring, I think. I think his hamstring's gone across to Buckley. He's gone in the back of the thigh. That's rotten luck to Walker. Buckley into half forward. The big fist away. Allen is there. Johnny Hassel. Brilliantly done to Crow. Crow. Hand pass over the top. Further afield it comes from Watson, and he's found Brown, and boy, if he can nail this, Carlton will be in trouble.
37 seconds to go.
Well, Shane Watson gave that pass, but Gavin Brown, the captain of the club, they really, as Walker, I think he did his hamstring. But Brown, they want him to kick this, and the pressure will be right on the Blues in the second half. Gavin Brown from 45 metres. He puts it up high as he normally does. Starts to bend it back. He's kicked the goal. Magpies, with a depleted side, are really performing at the MCG.
Well, 26 points up. That's a sensational scoreline for the Pies here. And it's been a result of nothing more than hard work. Watson was very, very clever there. There was an open goal square beyond, but he had enough confidence in his own ability to be able to pinpoint Brown on the lead under that pressure. And Gavin Brown playing very well at full forward, just the main being sticking to his guns against Silvani, picks up his first.
26 points the difference. 141 career goals to Gavin Brown. Only a few seconds remaining before half-time. Crow across half-back to McDonald, the two former Hawks combining. There's the siren before Watson can gather it in front of his opposite number 14, Michael Sexton. And so Collingwood with a depleted lineup, although the Magpies even more depleted now because it looks as though Lee Walker has done a hamstring. They'll be leading at half-time by 26 points, 10-7-67 to 6-5-41. So Tony Shaw against the old enemy would be happy. He'd also know that the game's far from over. The Woods were competitive for 2 quarters last week against the West Coast Eagles, but they fell in a heap in the second half when Damien Monkhurst had to leave the ground. And today they've also lost a tall just on the half-time siren in Lee Walker. So although they're in front, they'll be very confident, but against the premiership favourites, who's to say that Carlton can't come back? 200th game for Steve Silvani. He's done well on Gavin Brown, who's kicked just the 1 goal, but there's plenty more footy left in this match. So at the main change, it's Collingwood 10-7-67, leading Carlton 6-5-41. The Collingwood runner was back onto the ground pretty quickly. He went out to speak to Nathan Buckley. Collingwood leading by 26 points. Fraser Brown tries to put the Blues into attack. He didn't get past the centre square. And going down to the tackle is Francis.
Anthony Koutafidi started in the centre bounce, but Alec McDonald came in to take him right at the start of the match.
So a bounce, still inside the square. Madden flips it over the top of his head through Manton's legs. Buckley, who was excellent before the break. This is the vital quarter for Collingwood. They fell down here last week. Carlton with the numbers. Sexton runs straight into Houghton, holding the ball, says the crowd. The umpire disagrees and will come in and bounce it about 55 metres out from goal. We had bright sunshine in the first half. And looking at those faces, you think the Magpies were 26 points behind. But they do lead. Bright sunshine, it's fairly cloudy now. Madden wins over Francis. Not a great hand pass, but it does go to the advantage of his side. And taking the ball over is Simon Beaumont. It is out of bounds between wing and half forward.
Well, that was something for Justin there. It was his first effective disposal for the afternoon, and really it's been a bit of a struggle for him. Matty Francis and Trent Houghton have really taken him on.
So then Carlton traditionally very good at the centre bounces, as we see Wright kick the ball forward this first few minutes, vital for the Magpies. Here's Sexton, who's had a great year, onto the left foot. It's a wobbly kick. Madden tried to grab it with one hand, but Collingwood have got numbers round the ball. Burns dragged off the ball, free kick to Burns. He made sure the umpire saw that too. Scott Burns, who did a good job on Greg Williams. Williams is now on the bench. Now, he was held on to by Hannah after he got rid of it. Collingwood had a lot of loose players. McDonald kicks to the wide open spaces. Silvani, shocking bounces that went backwards to Sexton. A terrible hand pass from Sexton to Brown. Knocked on towards Wild, who's been an excellent player. The kick at goal by Jason Wild is just offline and threw it behind. But a terrible handball by Michael Sexton. And Tony Shaw would be pretty proud of the effort put in by the Collingwood players so far, as Christo belts it with a 65-metre kick. Hannah underneath it and takes the mark. Hannah dodges around, and a wobbly kick. It'll find the mark. He finds Manton here almost on centre wing. Manton wants to give up a handball to Ratton, or Ratton's got a touch of the fumbles, but he's got plenty of time to chip it back towards Kernahan, who hugs it to his chest 45 metres from goal. There's a man on his own in the square, Pearce. He elects to go back and have a shot.
Kernahan again just being able to create a little bit of space in front of him at the true full forward position to lead into.
Well, here's the kick for his second goal of the game. It's across the face of the marker or behind. I think it's a behind, it is. And David Parker looks very perturbed up there. Craig Bradley sitting in front of him. Boy, they could do with him right at this moment.
They sure could, but Collingwood could do with Mickey McGuan and South Rocket too. So.
Oh, they've got heaps out. Collingwood. Francis goes on and on. Monkhorst.
Yep, talking to Monkey in the media area before the game. He'd love to be out there. Maybe hopes to be back next week. It wasn't a great kick. It's going to be okay though in the end, because Buckley's got it in front of Pearce. The latter having a stint on the bench, but Buckley's been brilliant, as he was last week at Subiaco. Oh, that might be out on the full. He just bit off a little bit too much there, and the free kick will be taken by Ben Sexton. It's centre wing, puts Carlton into attack. Long kick by Sexton to the 50. Marking contest, good mark to Glenn Manton. A little gift to Fraser Brown. Centering kick. Lovely use of the body by Pearce.
Very strong, yeah, just had the timing right there.
A great mark, wasn't he?
He just caught Shawble just at the volatile moment there to be able to bang, and just enough to take him out of the contest. Good body work.
One behind only so far today, Brad Pearce, but shouldn't have any trouble kicking a goal from the distance he's now at, which is about 30 metres. He kicks and he goes. One goal, one to Brad Pearce. It's 10-8 to 7-6. The difference back to 20 points at the MCG.
Well, if Carlton are going to reel this game back in, and now it's 20 points the difference, Pearce and Kernahan are the men to be able to do the job in the full forward area for them. That was a good piece of work from Pearce, who really has had his colours lowered right throughout the afternoon. He on with Kernahan, we've got to be able to continue on right from the start of this quarter.
Brett Ratton to take Carlton out of the centre once again. Here's Buckley. Hand pass, but Shawble was caught. Oh, Pearce should have grabbed the Collingwood player in Sharkey, and eventually the kick under. It's a free kick though for out in the full, and he's directing the Fraser Brown take it. It's very important that Collingwood don't allow Carlton to get a couple of quick runs to be up with them. Carlton get a sniff and a run on, they're very hard to beat. Here's the kick into the forward area. Kutabides at the back. Richardson grabs it, drives it out of the danger zone, but Hannah sets himself at the back. Goes to ground. Oh, that's fatal in this sort of football. Francis further to Patterson, taken by DiIulio. DiIulio brings it in towards Kernahan, and the umpire calling play on as the Carlton fans scream for a free kick, but good umpiring. And the umpire will eventually come and bounce at Carlton. Oh, gee, they look a different side at the moment, Terry, a bit more desperate.
Well, I'm sure David Parkin would have been very, very pointed in his comments at half-time, and he sent the boys out a little bit more fired up than they were in the opening half.
And likewise, I think Tony Shaw would have said, don't fade out like you did last week against West Coast. Sharkey's kick, a wobbler. The two number 9s, Hickmott got there first. He gets the hand pass back from Beaumont. Good mark. Pearce again in front of Shawble. So Pearce certainly lifting early in the third quarter. A nice lead, good kick. Not much Shawball could do about that.
They're the perfect kicks to a forward, those low trajectory drop punts, Pete, don't they?
You used to remember those well.
Or Barry Price and Wayne Richardson, you guilty.
And a few others to boot. So Pearce for his second goal from 45 metres. He's hooked it. Out of bounds or a point? It's the latter.
He's missed a lot this year, hasn't he, from set shots?
1 goal, 2 before today. 23 goals, 15, but still Carlton's leading goal kicker. So the difference is 19 points.
A lot of those shots, those 15 points, I've seen a few of those, and they were from about 25 to 30 metres out. Now, Alex McDonald, what's happened here? Is it the blood rule? Yes, the blood rule. Collingwood player Johnny Hassel coming off there, blood nose by the look of it. And coming on will be Chad Liddell. And blood all over the jumper.
He's been a good player, Johnny Hassel, today.
Very quick player on the Collingwood bench. Here's Chad Liddell, had a broken hand early in the year. So Alex McDonald has had numerous possessions. He's had 12, he's taken 8 marks, in fact, he's had 12 kicks. Now, here's Graham Wright. Drives it to centre wing. Koudafides at the back. Oh, one-handed. He's a great athlete. Under Hickmott. Hickmott, Hannah's got 2 to beat. It was a bad kick. The kick to a man who was surrounded. Here's Matthew Francis. Silvani. No, it's not. It's Christo got a couple to beat.
Good
Here's
shepherd.
Stephen Patterson. Patterson hooks it back. Pressure on as Hickmott grabs it. Hand pass over the top. Sexton should have punched it. Gets it back to Hickmott. On to Diulio. Has a bounce. Dummies a hand pass. Then a beautiful kick. And it finds Glenn Manton.
Well, Carlton looking the goods in the third quarter. Back to Hannah in his first senior game for the year. Now Hannah's kick towards half forward. Pearce again.
He has that talent just to be able to cut a game up. Pearce, round 2 against Essendon, came out and kicked 4 goals in the third quarter to blow that game apart. And I think he only had about 6 kicks for the day, and he's starting to shape up that way here this afternoon.
1 goal, 2 he's kicked so far. He'll be kicking from 50. Not a bad roost. Kernahan but behind the line, so 1 behind means that Brad Pearce has kicked 1 goal, 3 for the afternoon, but has looked particularly convincing in the third quarter. It's 18 points the difference. It was 26 at half time. 13 minutes left in the third quarter, and really Collingwood still across the centre line effectively. Buckley's kick. Hannah. So a few worrying signs if you're a Collingwood supporter. No mark there. Shawball onto Crow. To McDonald. Again, the former Hawthorn players combining. Kick to centre wing. Christo punches past Liddell. Opportunity for Patterson. Williams has got speed, but out of bounds on the full. Just a little bit too much speed. He kicked 3 goals in the first quarter. Has 4 against his name now. 4 goals, 1. And they really need him to keep going at that speed and rate for the rest of the match.
Good effort there, because it looked like being an easy mark to Carlton. Silvani, who is Gavin Brown's had a lot of problems getting a kick on. Brown's had 2 kicks. It's not unusual for guys playing on Silvani. Here's a pack flying, or nearly a mark to Buckley, taken by Koudafides, gets in a hand pass. Hickmott to Ratton. Across the ground was a good kick to Christo. Christo a couple of bounces. Will he still go? Oh, he ran a long way, but he stops there. Gives it over to Sexton. He's caught. Now, will he give it off? Sexton onto the left foot. It's a high floating kick towards half forward. It's all Collingwood. The ball hits the deck. Ratton after it. He gives it off. Camporelli's been a good player. From 55 metres, Camporelli drives towards Kernahan. Another behind on the board. It's all Carlton in this term, but they can't kick goals.
Well, really, it's the individual experience of the Carlton players that's just starting to come to the fray now. Severio Rocker sitting in the grandstand there. You know, he'd like to be out there. They're missing too many names just at the moment, Collingwood.
17 points the difference. Koudafides in front. Martin free kick. It's the latter. gives it off to Hannah. Well, Carlton player on his own was Manton.
The Collingwood player must have lost it in the sun. He just stood there and just didn't contest.
That was the biggest hole you'd ever seen.
Alex McDonald it was.
Watch this.
Watch, he'll just stand there at the back there.
Must have lost it in the sun. What sun there is, it's pretty diluted now because of the cloud. Manton, well within kicking distance, 40 metres out, directly in front, has missed. Well, this is a costly period. One behind by Glenn Manton.
Mel Hannah starting to stamp a bit of an influence on the game. The first game in the seniors for the year. Has come back from an ankle injury and really a couple of runs in the first half, and now is stationed on the wing and starting to have an influence in driving the ball forward continually for Carlton.
Carlton has kicked 1-5 in this quarter as Buckley kicks in.
So they've had all the play, a magnificent kick. Oh, good mark, Ben Sexton. Gee, if that had come to ground, Collingwood were off and running. They had 2 or 3 players there. Sexton drives it into the forward line again. Oh, mark drop. Allows Carlton in here. Pearce is there, taken by Mark Richardson. On the Buckley, the general down there. On the Russell. And the Magpies will drive it out of the danger zone towards centre wing. Patterson, oh, he took a step, he was off. No, the umpire gives him the benefit. He was off, but the umpire, well, it was one of those 50-50 ones. Patterson to the half-forward line. Up they go. Christou missed it. Here's Paul Williams for goal number 5. He races in. It's another one to the Magpies. 5 goals to the pacey half-forward, and Carlton about all the play. Couldn't buy a goal. Collingwood go down the other end and kick one.
And it's often the case that is the occurrence where one side comes out after the half-time break and has a real push but unable to put it on the scoreboard. And in this scenario, that was Carlton. They weren't able to convert the opportunities that they'd created for themselves. Collingwood get a thrust forward and Williams finds himself in space. Perfect spot to goal.
The difference back to 22 points. Williams getting his 5th goal, and what a beauty it was. 3 in the first quarter, 1 in the second, and now 1 in the third. Carlton kicking 1-5 in this quarter, Collingwood 1-1. And another bounce, this time all in, no restrictions. Madden in front, Madden from Francis. Madden wins, taken by Buckley. Tackle Koutoufides, up high is Liddell. Koutoufides again, went without it, you'll get a second chance. Good hand pass. On the end of it is Milhana. Another one to Sexton. Oh, good mark. Burns right at the last night of defence in the right back pocket. And another injury woe there, Sexton. That's Ben Sexton limping. Koutoufides and Madden punched the ball clear. Camporelli had it dropped, the ball still in play. Prestigiacomo kicks it downfield. Surprised everybody, that one. A clever knock-on from Watson opens it up. Patterson's kick up towards half-forward is as far as it's going. And the mark is taken by Michael Sexton. Handed the target. And marks. Well done, Mill. Madden and Koutoufides, but Buckley shows them how it's done. You called him the general, and he's the general of the back line at the moment, Nathan Buckley. You'd like a team of them on your side, wouldn't you? This is Scott Crowe at right centre wing. 13 games for Hawthorn, and 11 this year for Collingwood. Played every match. Kicked to half forward, no mark taken. Silvani. Richardson, he kicked a mongrel goal in the previous quarter. That's a better kick off the boots, but it's just drifted away for one behind. So close.
Big kick, that one. That was a vital kick.
But it's very aggressive work from the fullback. He's still playing fullback on Stephen Kernahan and being prepared to sit in the play all the way down to get a ping at goal.
Christou receives. He's going to drive it long to centre wing. 2-on-1 here. Manton at the back takes a good mark. Now, he's got Ratton running for him. He's also got Michael Sexton. He elects to hand pass to Sexton. Sexton can run on here. Onto the left. Rings it in towards full foot. He's looking for Kernahan. Oh, big fly over the back. Alex McDonald. He's taken a couple of good marks in recent weeks. He finds his former Hawthorn teammate, Scott Crowe. Crowe. Decide bad kick. Oh no, it's a good kick in the end because chipping in and taking the mark, Shane Watson. I thought it was going straight to Ange Christo then. Here's the Magpies again, and it's Paul Williams going to kick for goal number 6. Oh, gee, they can make it hard for Carlton here. He's dangerous round the goals, Williams. He's outmanoeuvred Hickmott. Williams has kicked 5. What a kick coming up here. So Paul with just inside 50, sets it on its way. That's a magnificent kick right through the middle. 6 goals to Paul Williams, and look at the Magpies now. They lead by 31 points. Carlton want to be a good side from here.
They'll have to be a damn good side, Peter. I mean, the Pies have really earned this lead at this stage, and I think they've worked too hard to let anything go. It's been a tough road for Collingwood coming into this game. Lost 5 on the trot, but it's been Paul Williams who really has been a sensational effort at half forward. 6 goals and really capped off some strong work in the middle.
6 goals won to Paul Williams, 81 to 52, so 29 points the difference. The Premiership favourites will need to get a rattle on. Koutoufides can give them something from midfield. He kicks to Manton at half forward. McDonald, who took a sensational mark not long back like he did at Subiaco last week. It's out of bounds. 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Probably round about the 55 to 60,000 mark today. Madden palms down for Fraser Brown. How did he get through there? Amazing stuff. A centering kick from him. Missed Pearce. Chance for Prestigiacomo from Shawball. And the Magpies are going to run it out. Another opportunity for their forwards. Graham Wright. Watson tries to trap it. He's outnumbered. Sexton a chance. A little paddle up the ground by Silvani. Doesn't get very far. The umpire has decided to bounce it.
So Paul Williams to date's been very good. His 6 goals is reminiscent of Darren Buick some weeks ago in Essendon at the MCG here. Took on Geelong and he kicked 9 goals, 1. He's doing what Kernahan and Pearce just can't do at the other end.
Buckley, as Francis comes off, Williams going to come back on for Carlton or possibly Clappe. So a double change could come up by David Parkin. Camporelli, meantime, on the outer wing, sprints goalwards, kicks it in short, and Kernahan doesn't let him down in front of Richardson. Kernahan has kicked 1 goal, 2 today.
He's got enormous talent, Camporelli, hasn't he? He's Brownlow medal material, not this year, but he's got that sort of ability, hasn't he?
Fantastic pass. Clappe comes back on, so too Williams. Kernahan kicks at goal and has kicked a goal, you would think, yes. 2 goals, 2 to Kernahan, and the Blues still very much in this match. It's 12-9 to 8-10.
Well, Heaver and Sexton were the 2 players that come off there for Williams, one of the players coming on, and they really need him to take control in the centre. Camporelli has been clearly the best player for Carlton. His pace on the wing, and as that example shows, his disposal has been sensational.
51 to 81, 58 to 81, I should say. As the kick straight up in the air, the bounce, very important, the bounce. Taken there by Ratton. Here's Beaumont. Still trying to grab it, Beaumont, trying to get in a hand pass, and the umpire will bounce it on centre wing. So what have we got? We've got just over 5 minutes until three-quarter time. The Magpies lead by about 4 goals. So what's that? 23 points. So just under 4 goals. Hanna had a very good quarter. Pinched by Jason Wild was good football. Down towards the half-forward line. Watson and Christo. And over the line it goes. Allen on for Carlton. Off is Justin Madden.
Very big 5 minutes in the context of this game. The last few minutes of the third quarter. If the Magpies can hang on and get a couple more, it's going to make it very difficult for Carlton. But if Carlton can get a couple on the board, Williams tries to get clear. Kick comes out of the pack. It came from Johnny Hassel. Now in a short sleeve jumper, Silvani and Brown. Silvani nearly out of bounds at his 200th. Attempted smother. It comes to Diulio from Williams. Williams has kicked 6 goals. Been a fantastic performance. Carlton tried to set something up. Hickmott, the former Cat, runs out of the fence. Williams just back onto the ground. The boo's louder than ever, and that will spur him on to greater heights, you would reckon. Williams at right centre wing. Pearce, who's been probably their best forward in the third quarter, has certainly lifted. Kernahan makes a lead, long into the goal square. A mark needed here to the skipper. He nearly got it as well. This is Crow. Up towards midfield. Watson nearly went off, decides to go back. 4 minutes in the term remaining. Collingwood desperately defending their lead. Graham Wright.
Pete, this is where Collingwood are really missing big lead Walker now. Just a tall player in the cross half forward who can take a mark. Their only option to do it, to now do, is just to chip the ball around as they are.
And if you've just joined us, Lee Walker went off with a hamstring injury late in the second quarter, and obviously will not return unless a few injuries are more severe than his. Graham Wright. Well, they're using up the clock like in basketball, but it's a little bit too early for that, you would think. Buckley makes a lead for him, but he's gone in a little bit shorter than that. He's found Burns. Buckley still directing traffic from midfield. He's right next to him now.
Buckley just has to get on the end of a handball there and bang it in.
Williams and Diogo. And the ball takes off like a topspin lob in tennis away from the Collingwood star. It's out of bounds in their left forward pocket. 12-9 to 8-10. The Carlton bench, on which Harry Madden sits at the moment with Brent Heaver. Houghton, Camporelli. Good kick. Buckley and Koutafidis, the two superstars. Buckley gets a better bounce. It's out of bounds. Umpire says keep going. Scotty Russell can't do that. It will be thrown in on centre wing.
So every time Greg Williams goes near the ball, there's hoots. And that's because he's been such a great player over the years. It's taken to the line again. That's Whitehead, and number 30 for Collingwood was late inclusion Paul Sharkey. The Magpies with a good little lead at the moment, 23 points, getting towards three-quarter time. Allen taken by Wild. He's caught by Koutafidis. Burns gets a quick kick. There's Burns now. Over to Russell. Russell, a daisy cutting kick. Sexton, under pressure, he kicks it out on the, no, not on the fall, on the bounce. He probably should have gone the other way. They had a loose man going the other way, but he never lets him down. Michael Sexton.
He's been sensational, very durable, isn't he? He's played every game in 1993, 4, 5, and now this year. Hasn't missed for a long time.
And very rarely does he play a poor one. There's Stephen Patterson going after it. Still in. Beaumont's got it. Onto his right boot. Back towards centre wing. The bounce very important here. Who's going to end up with it? It's Koutafidis. Camporelli's been outstanding. Goes inside to Allen. Allen lopes after it. Over there to Fraser Brown. Brown coming in towards half forward, brings it in towards Pearce. Pearce on the bounce has got it, turns on the right boot, tries to bend it back and puts it over the fence on the full and out of bounds, and David Parkin will be tearing his hair out.
Well, he seemed to have plenty of time to steady there, but he didn't steady enough, obviously. Buckley with a big leap. Didn't come down with a footy. Koutafidis did. Gets it in the one hand. That big mid-centering kick from Kouta. Hannah at the back. Good mark.
Been a great effort here by Hannah. That's his fourth mark this quarter. He's had 5 kicks and a handball, so he has been very, very dominant on this member side wing.
Hannah unloads with a bomb from outside 50. A mammoth kick, a goal! Mill Hannah's first, and there's plenty of life in this game. And the Blues now. It's 12-9 to 9-10.
Well, in the context of the season for Carlton, this is very good getting Mill Hannah back into the side at this stage. Halfway into the year after an ankle injury early, really running into some form and looks so dangerous there. The strength in the marking contest and being able to finish that one off with a great goal.
Just over a minute to go until three-quarter time. It's a vital minute. Oh, look at this. Camporelli, Fraser Brown, will it sit for him? He's got it. He's coming inside with a step pass, and oh, this is dangerous for Collingwood because Merton's marked. If he kicks a goal, they're going to be within 2 kicks. It's a different ball game.
He's been a good player too. I mean, that's probably been the difference. I think that Hannah with his involvements here, and now Manton. I mean, Manton's had 6 marks this quarter and taken some 11 marks for the game. I mean, he's been...
Oh, a vital kick coming up. There it is, right through the middle. Oh, the Blues are coming back hard.
And still 30 seconds before three-quarter time, but Collingwood looking very shaky as we watch that again.
Well, this is a testing period, isn't it, here for Collingwood? We get down to this critical last 5 minutes of each quarter, and really experienced sides take advantage of it during the time-on period, and there are none more experienced than the Blue Boys.
Only 11 points in it. If it was near the end of the match, Collingwood might be able to hang on, but we've still got 1 quarter to go. Remember, Koutafidis through some very heavy traffic. Williams gets it out. Brown, can they get another one and make it less than a kick? Punch down. Pearce gathers, snaps, kicks, and goals! Oh, it's 5 points the difference. 7 seconds before the clock to three-quarter time. The Carlton fans have come to life.
I am shocked. I can't believe that's happened this 2 or 3 minutes. Terry, can you?
It's just been the dominance in the centre bounces. Allen's doing a very good job at the tap work in there. He's far more competent, got a far greater range of options in there than Justin Madden's able to produce. And from that bounce, they're going hard forward.
Only a few seconds remaining. Koutafidis missed it that time. Diulio didn't. Well, Carlton have found an extra leg, but the sirens go like a referee stopping the fight. But 1 round to go. 12-9 to 11-10 at three-quarter time. And from here you would have to say that Carlton would go on and win. The way they finished that third quarter, Collingwood stopped as if they were hit over the head with a spade. They buckled at the knees and the referee rang the bell.
Well, 5 goals, 5 in that third quarter to Carlton really does stamp the game their way. They've really come out hard. Tony Shaw, his side only picked up the 2 goals during that quarter, both to Paul Williams, his best forward. He really has to be able to construct something there now that can actually score the goals rather than saving, because that's where they lost their momentum. They just started to chip the ball around.
Jerry.
Yeah,
They never have done it.
But really they had no other options, and Shaw has got to come up with something tall and strong in that forward line for them.
5 points the difference at three-quarter time. Back with the last quarter shortly. The final quarter at the MCG, and a vital one for Collingwood. Can they hang on? They were blitzed by Carlton late in the third term. Less than a kick in it as we begin the final stanza of the match. Crow punches wild. Patterson up and under kick out towards centre wing. Chris Silvani at his 200th. Hannah had a great third quarter. Gives it back to Sauce. On to Fraser Brown at midfield. Hannah again playing his first senior game for the season. Camporelli and Williams, it bounces better for the dual Brownlow medalist. Tackled by Sharkey and late inclusion on the side. Diulio fires it up. Inside 50, the mark is taken by Ratton. Camporelli, still they go. All too easy. Beaumont.
Just in that split second where the Collingwood defence dropped their concentration, Carlton are able to pick off the error. And there was 2 of them there. The kick over to Camporelli and now Beaumont.
A goal would put Carlton in front. He's got it. Carlton hit the lead. By 1 point. The 8th lead change for the day. It's 12-9 to 12-10.
Well, Simon Beaumont gets in the right spot at the right time here, but just good control, use of the ball. Ratton able to get off wild for one of the rare occasions today. Camporelli, who has really had the ball on the string on the wing, finally to Beaumont.
Well, Carlton proving what a magnificent side they are. They now lead by a point. Who would have thought that? There's Allen grabbing it out of the centre. He drives it to the half-forward line. Merton flies over the back, but it's given away a free kick. Pearce gives it back. There was McDonald. Over to Crow. Crow trying to get a bit of run into the Collingwood side. Here's Shawball, a promising young player. Shawball towards centre wing, the bounce important. Silvani's been like a rocket. Gibraltar is normal. Down to that full back area. Geez, he and Sexton, those two players on screen, they're like an impregnable defence down there at times. They're just so reliable, week in, week out. We've seen Matthew Francis, number 9 versus Allen. Umpires just says play on. As that'll be a bounce, as Camporelli has been outstanding on a wing. A very classy player, the ball was held to him. So it's slightly towards half forward for the Magpies. Gee, they need someone to lift. Right now, they're under the hammer. They're only a point down, but in the context of the game, they were much the better side for nearly 2.5 quarters, and yet they're behind on the scoreboard now because Carlton is such a great combination. They never give up.
Last few minutes of the third quarter proving costly for the Magpies. Allen and Francis. Francis wins that one. Graham Wright. We need to take a mark. They couldn't do so. Hyman on the ground for the Magpies for the first time today. He was likewise a late inclusion with Tony Francis dropping out.
Looks like he's gone on to Camporelli.
Allen taps down, not very far.
Really, it's just the experience that's coming to the fore here now, isn't it? That on average, the Carlton players, 100 games, a total of 2,100 games experience ran out there for Carlton today, averaging 100 between each, and it's starting to show now.
Big leap by Francis, but a short kick. Russell on the boundary line, bends it back, and has kicked a minor score, I would think. Yes, he has. His first score of the day, Scotty Russell. And that levels the scores here at the MCG. Sun makes a welcome return. Camporelli marks the kick in, hits the ground running. Camporelli spears the pass up towards right half forward. Prestigiacomo tries to get back with Tappe. He does. He looked for a hand pass. He's caught. Right head. Tappe provides a shepherd. Onto Pearce with the left foot. Snaps. Carlton in front, but only by behind. So Brad Pearce has kicked 2 goals, 4 out of Carlton's tally of 12 goals, 11. It's 83-82 as McDonald prepares to kick in.
Well, I repeat what I said earlier. Pearce has missed far too many goals from 30 metres out this year as the short kick comes into Crow. And that was a gimme, that one on the run from 25-30 metres. Scott Crow, let's see what the Magpies can do. It'll be one of their greatest wins ever if they can win this game. Allen at the back, thumps it down the ground. Here's Whitehead, caught, gets in a hand pass. Koutafidis latches onto it, and from 45 metres, puts it right through the middle for a brilliant goal. Well, they're going to be hard to stop now, Terry.
Oh, they are, and particularly with a player like Koutafidis, who was well beaten early by Alex McDonald on the wing, has moved into the centre and really dominated there since half-time. And you just have the sense that Carlton are a lot harder at it all in terms of the game. Their last 2 victories, Brisbane last week and Richmond the week before, were very, very hard-earned wins, and they have that little bit of toughness about them in the real heat of the contest.
Carlton in front by 7 points, 89-82. And they certainly have the momentum on their side. Won the last 4 against Collingwood. In 211 meetings though, Collingwood has scored 144 more points. Burns can't get out of the congestion. Can Collingwood find something? Allen. Tappe. Shawball punches, albeit not very far. Crow got a bad bounce. Russell looks for Burns, likewise didn't get a bad bounce. He's able to pick it up. Give it to the Buckley. Not a great kick from Nathan Buckley. We don't often say that. It does give Collingwood forwards a little bit of a chance. Good tackle by Silvani. Liddell doesn't come up with a footy. The umpire will. It will be a ball up just outside 50 metres on Collingwood's half-forward line. 15 minutes left in the match, and the Blues, the premiership favourites, by 7 points. Collingwood at one stage led by 5 goals, but late in the third quarter, Collingwood fell in a hole. Now here's a chance for Johnny Hassel. He goes goalwards, but has put it out of bounds on the full. And Hickmott will take the free kick. Hickmott from right back pocket. Kutafides the target. Camporelli, a little give to Christo, and Christo off one step kicks to midfield.
A vital ball here at half forward. Fraser Brown's got it. Danger for Collingwood here. Manton, Fraser Brown again onto his right, brings it in towards the pocket. Pearce is there. It's a loose ball again. Thereafter, Kernahan tried to dive on it. Scott Crow is there. So is Whitehead. He gets out of hand pass. Pearce trying to latch onto it. He's got it, Pearce, onto his left. Bends it back over his head. I think he's kicked this. It's another one. Yes. So Brad Pearce has kicked free. And boy, Collingwood would want to be a pretty good side to win it from here.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is now out of Collingwood's reach. I think that Carlton kicked the last 4 goals of the third quarter and now the first 3 of this quarter, and really have assumed total control. The skillful players are now just starting to rise to the top in the contests around the ground.
13 points the difference. The Blues on a roll at the MCG. Bounce to half forward. Missed by Crow. Missed by Whitehead. Crow, but it's Clappe. On to Manton. Buckley. Caught. Great tackle, Manton. Holding the ball on the shoulder. Let's take a look at it. Yes, just too high there. McDonald breaks. Pyman. Long hand pass to Burns. Burns from centre field. Kicks straight down the spine of the ground. Not a well-directed kick to the 200-gamer Steve Silvani. He's been absolutely impassable today. Hickmott. Carlton certainly lifting from midway through the third quarter. Fraser Brown. And Collingwood will have to come up with something special to wrest the lead from the Blues. Kernahan. Too far out to score. 2 kicks to goal from there. Kutafides nearly out of bounds from the hand of Andrew Shawble.
Well, just an amazing 3 minutes of football before three-quarter time by Carlton, Pete.
It was an amazing 3 minutes. I think they've kicked about 8 of the last 9 goals. Collingwood, as I mentioned, at one stage led by 5 goals. Manton over the top. Ratner's there. Good tackle by Williams. Stop him from going anywhere. And another ball up will take place about 30 metres from the Carlton goal. Collingwood led by 9 points at quarter time, 26 at half time, but only 5 at the final change. And Carlton now leading 95-82.
Kernahan beaten by Mark Richardson, but there's Camporelli, who's been absolutely outstanding. Even when they were playing badly, Carlton, Camporelli's skills were showing out on his wing. There's Steve Kernahan, has battled hard down there at full forward. He's only kicked 2. McDonald and Kutafides over the back is Burns. He's caught. Oh, his face about on the left foot, trying to bend it over his shoulder for a goal, and he has missed. He's come right into the game, Fraser Brown.
Just the longer it's gone, all Carlton players now starting to get the touches. Collingwood certainly have given it their best shot. It was a sensational first half from the club.
Buckley, a long driving kick, a beautiful kick, and the mark has been taken here by Richardson. Plays on, gets it to Russell. Russell, there might be some fight in the Magpies yet. A Shawble goes inside. Patterson has to flick it over the back. He's looking for Brown. Here's Wright. Here's Shawble. Good play, Andrew Shawble. He blazes a goal. He might have kicked this. Oh, great goal. Andrew Shawble has come down from the back line and given Collingwood a bit of hope, because they're now only down by 8 points.
Well, they keep at it, don't they? I mean, and Shawble, as you called there, Peter, really able to give us a bit of a run here from defence. And that's the way they've got to continue to do it now in these last half of this quarter here now, is just keep flooding the area wherever the ball is, wherever it is, get numbers across to it, keep pushing it forward.
Shawble's goal at the 12-minute mark. 8 points the difference. Patterson gets overrun by Ratton. Williams, Clappe, Hannah from Beaumont. Crow should mark. Comes across the goal to Scotty Russell. Russell, well-measured kick out towards McDonald. McDonald kicks up towards Richardson on the lead. Gives it back to him. Right. This is better from Collingwood. Wild had a good first half. Oh, not a great kick. It may bounce through. It has! Still the Woods are in it. His second. A terrible kick. 14-10, but it got the best possible result.
What is it about the Magpies that brings out the best of them against Carlton? They've been tremendous right throughout the game, but then Carlton came in to deliver the knockout blow and really seemed to have the game in control. But Schwabel and now Wild, with great aggressive run, have given them a real chance at this one. 2 points behind.
Well, the Magpies showing a lot of fight and grit as Allen's getting nearly every hit out. The centre bounce, very important. Christou tried to crash his way through. The Magpies working hard. Hassel is there, Ratton's there, and the umpire will bounce it again. Now it's given the Collingwood supporters something to yell about. The Collingwood a couple of minutes ago, look at the attendance, 61,000 MCG in these two great clubs. Certainly bring the people. The bounce, a vital bounce. Hannah has been superb in this second half. It's a loose ball. Fraser Bound gets in a hand pass. This is Kleppe. He's got it. Hand pass back to Fraser Bound was a very bad one. Oh, Burns. Well played by young Scott Burns. Burns wide. Oh, they've overrun the ball. Oh, Diullo should have picked it up. Oh, high tackle on Manton. And the umpire will bounce it on centre wing.
Hyman at the bottom of that. Glenn Manton picks himself up. Yes, could have been a free against Pyman. We will have a bounce on centre wing, as Pete said. It's 14-10 to 14-12. Won by Richardson. Beaumont. Good tackle,
Great
Williams,
tackle.
holding the footy. Umpire says no. Kleppe's kick. Magpies with the numbers. Crow. Schwabel. Intended for Russell, but well wide of the mark. It's out of bounds. Camporelli can't get there before it eludes him. He's had 17 kicks today. And effectively at the halfway mark of the quarter, the Blues by 2 points. Koutafidis and McDonald. Can't keep him out of the play for too long. Kuta over the head of Wild. Manton nearly had his head taken off. But it won't be a free kick. It will be another bounce in the fading light here at the MCG. Can the Collingwood players believe that they can win it? They've lost their last 5. They've lost their last 4 against Carlton. Maybe today they can turn it around. Richardson has the footy. Allen has him, but it's out of bounds. Well, good old Collingwood grit to get them back. Now what's happening? The runner has come out.
Blood, I'd say.
Blood rule again, is it? Trying to work out who's going off.
Gee, coaches have to make quick decisions when they lose certain players, don't they? Like a ruckman.
Richardson for Sharkey.
Pete, that's where they really rely on those down on the bench.
Yep.
Sometimes you just can't get the message down there quick enough to do what you want, so you need someone down there who's quite prepared to take charge and make a decision.
Only a blood nose, but it couldn't happen at a worse time. Knocked down to McDonald. Bad hand pass. Might let Carlton in. Over the top, Patterson. McDonald, good footy. He goes off the ground.
Towards the centre and right. Well played by Graham Wright. Oh, great play to Patterson. Here come the Magpies. There he is, ever reliable, Michael Sexton. Gee, you'd like to go into the trenches in war with Michael Sexton. I tell you what, he is fantastic. Here's Beaumont, centre wing. Young player, Simon Beaumont, a good kick to half forward. No mark, clears the pack, no Carlton player there. Jason Wild lopes after it. Good play. Oh, he's pushed just as he got his kick to it. Well played, Scott Crow. The Magpies off and running. Let's see what they can do. Scott Crowe brings it to centre wing. Christo at the back. Here's Hannah. Hannah. Oh, was he grabbed? Umpire said no. Still Hannah. Good play by Hannah. Shortwell after him, and what a good contest that was, and the crowd roaring with delight.
Oh, every right to roar delight to that. For both players, Hannah controlling at the front, but Shorwell never giving up and not conceding a free kick. Tremendous contest from two fine players.
Houghton and Allen. Russell, a quick kick out of the congestion. Christo just gets the hand pass away from Sharkey. But the Blues under pressure again now as Williams takes it over the boundary line. Started on the bench after half-time. The dual Brownlow medalist. 8 minutes remaining in this match. His side leading by 2 points.
Huge game for Collingwood this. They have to win this to have that final 8 chance.
Williams tackled by Patterson. Hannah's kick. Might have been touched off the boot. It bounces towards half forward. Here he is again, Camporelli. Ratton. It's a nice bounce away from Crowe. Beautiful pass to Brad Pearce. Too far out to score, or is he?
Oh,
good defence there by Francis.
Very good spoil, wasn't it? Just not getting his body in too strongly in order to interfere with Kernahan, but just using the reach there with the right fist to be able to hit the boundary line.
2 points the difference in favour of the Blues. Those two same players will contest this throw-in. Kernahan and Francis. Kernahan gets the front position. Manton over the top. A little gift to Ratton. He kicks. And mark taken to Koutafidis, and the ball might have hit the behind post. It has done. It's out of bounds. And Kuda looking for a free kick, but there is none.
It's been a great game from Alex McDonald to take Koutafidis on. Koutafidis, such a dangerous player. McDonald has done a job here for Collingwood.
Forward pocket for the Blues. Punched away by Matthew Francis. Here's Pearce getting it to Williams. Did he handball it or did he drop it? Umpire said he handballed it. Fraser Brown on the left. But it might have been touched off the boot. It's a throw in, not out in the full. And the boundary umpire right on the scene. There's Colin Seary, former North Melbourne player, who's the runner for the Blues. Still in Carlton's forward zone. The last thing Collingwood would want is a quick goal here out of the pack. Camporelli on screen. Knocked away by Buckley. Here's Fraser Brown. Quick hand pass. Gets it to Whitehead. Hickmott from 40 metres. Kicks a goal. Goal. Brilliant goal. So Adrian Hickmott has kicked the vital goal and the Blues lead by 8 points.
This is good playing here, and just that they're set off behind the ball and able to generate some run back into it. Hickmott right in the right spot to be able to receive it. It was a very good handball from Whitehead, dead in front of goal and being able to slot it in. Gee, in the context of the game, this is an important centre bounce.
8 points the difference. Brown, Ratton, Whitehead on the burst. Brought that in the tackle by Crowe. Still he goes. Long looping hand pass over the top of Beaumont. Chopped off by the Magpies. Patterson. They must get the next goal or they're gone. Russell. Long hand pass. Liddell. Even longer. Hassel. Julio's tackle. Sets it up for Silvani. And again the Carlton defence runs it out. Hickmott, who kicked the last goal. That's a terrible kick. The end result was okay because it comes to Whitehead. Whitehead looking for Williams. Over the top was Burns. Ratton. Burns has got him. Back to Williams. Can the Diesel sew the match up? He snaps. He kicks. He kicks it behind.
Gee, didn't Collingwood have a chance down the other end? They had numbers running.
1 goal, 3 the difference. 9 points. 6 minutes remaining in this match. It has been a beauty. Richardson comes back on. Remember, he left because of the blood rule, and I think it was Houghton that came off. Buckley kicks in.
And a big kick coming from Buckley here to Richardson. He finds him too. Clappe has got to get rid of him or it'll be 50. Oh, close. Richardson chips it in short. He's found his man too. Preston Giacomo. Brown, oh, he's given it away to Allen. Oh, bad play. Fraser Brown. Camporelli. Oh, look at this, the loose man. Williams underneath it. Danger when Williams gets the ball. He's going to kick long. It's an open goal. No, he hooks it across, hoping someone can take a mark. It's a loose ball. Manton's got an open goal. Thank you very much. Has he got it?
Yes, he has.
Yes, he has. He's happy. Big trouble for Collingwood now as Glenn Manton has kicked his second. The Collingwood players dropped the mark.
Just in the pressure of the contest, the little errors are costly there. Matty Francis unable to complete that marking attempt, and Manton staying down. 2 Collingwood players up, 1 Carlton player jumping. Manton stays at the ground level and reaps the benefits there with a very good right footer.
15 points the margin, 5 minutes remaining, so the Magpies need 3 goals. Richardson knocks it on. Christo tried to knock it back. Brown caught too high. Got a Brown's free kick at midfield. They need 3 very quick goals to pinch the match. Liddell, Silvani, Sexton mops up. Over the head of Ratton, but his teammate down there, Glenn Manton, who's had a magnificent second half, takes the mark.
Well, since he's gone to set half forward, it's made all the difference, Pete.
Glenn Manton, 21 games with Essendon. He's played all 11 this year for the Blues. Koutafidis and Francis. And Francis takes it across the line. So from the last 5 minutes of the third quarter, when Carlton hit the accelerator pretty hard, it's brought them the results that they wanted. Kernahan and Francis. Burns. A quick kick up to half back. Manton again. Shawble, great effort to mark, and the youngster follows up with a hand pass to Buckley. Oh, Camporelli, superb tackle. Christo pounces on it like a seagull on a piece of fat. Kicks from 50. Deserved the goal. It sails over the head of Scott Crowe for only 1 behind.
Gee, there's the best man on the ground, isn't it? Scott Camporelli. He's been sensational all day. You know, he was the one player who kept Carlton within striking distance in the first half. And here we are, extremely late in the game, still throwing strong tackles.
Yeah, outstanding game, Camporelli. And his use of the ball also, Terry, has been terrific. McDonald's been a very good player. Brings it to the half-back area. Knocked on by Prestigiacomo. Here's Whitehead. A quick hand pass that went under Buckley's legs. Mark Richardson gets it toward Gavin Brown, who's had a very quiet game. On to Wild. Wild can go wide. They're still live in the Magpies. This is Hassel. Hassel running around, holding the ball. Great tackle. Oh, gee, Carlton.
Second time for Johnny Hassel. He was on the end of a handball earlier and really just hasn't got the tricks to get anywhere. You just got to get rid of it, Johnny. Kick the damn thing, mate.
Beaumont kept chasing. Here's Christo had a horror start to the game. Brings it in the centre of the ground. This is Matt Clappe. Clappe gives it off. He's found Ratton. Carlton full of running. In towards half-forward. Kernahan at the back. It's thumped away. They've done fairly well in restricting Kernahan. But Carlton just got too much talent around the ground. Just under 3 minutes left. Great performance by Collingwood and a great performance by Carlton, because they looked down and out in that third term, just proving why they are the premier side. There's Ratton. Great pick-up by Ratton. Kernahan, Williams, Kernahan, bit of experience there, smothered off the boot. Back to Kernahan, up in the air in front of goal. Let's see what can happen. Hickmott can't take the mark, holds it in there, and the umpire will bounce.
14-10 to 16-14. Collingwood led at every change, but it's going to be Carlton's match. The Blues by 16 points. So they'll have then won their last 5 games over their arch rivals. A very undermanned Collingwood side. They've given it everything this afternoon, but they haven't come up with the lollies. Koutafidis nearly, then has to apply a tackle in the end.
We must remember also Carlton can bring back Peter Dean into that defence.
Bradley too.
And Spalding is another one. But they've both got lots of injuries, but boy, they're going to be hard to beat Carlton again this year.
Williams to Hickmott. Kick number 10. Shawble punches. There's another goal to Clappe, and that really is the sealer. 2 goals to Clappe. Carlton 17-14. Collingwood 14-10.
It's pretty much as it was last week at the Gabba, wasn't it? That Carlton always seemingly had control of that game and were able to take the best shot from the Brisbane Bears and come out on top. Well, they've had to take the best shot from a very committed Collingwood side here today. They've been aggressive at the ball right throughout. Really, it's just the lack of personnel that they've been able to put out in the track at this stage that's cost Collingwood.
Allen has done well since he's gone on the ball as far as tap-outs. He's got nearly every one. Camberelli has been magnificent. On to Christou. Back it comes towards Oh, he's still got... Oh, Camberelli was whacked across the head and tripped. So he got the double whammy there, and off he goes. Oh, quick thinking. Out to Whitehead, who gets a very bad bounce. Adrian Whitehead has worked hard. On to Clappe. They've got loose men everywhere here, Carlton. Manton's second half has been absolutely magnificent. On to Christou. Christou onto the right foot. An awkward looking kick. It should be a Collingwood mark, and it is to Scott Burns at half-back.
Scotty Burns at the true centre-half back position. Goes out wide to the run of Watson. Watson's kicked down towards half-forward, and Richardson over the top. Wild. Liddell. Diolio on the line has spilt it. And one behind. 17-14 to 14-11. Damien Monkhurst, Sav Rocker there looking on.
I think he'd make a big difference for the Collingwood side, wouldn't he, Rocker?
Just a tad. Beaumont. On to Hickmott. Christou. And Christou's kick comes up the centre wing. Silvani in his 200th. And he tried to outmark Manton. Watson on the bottom. Silvani, still he goes. The hand pass. Wide of Williams. No, it's not. He picks it up right on the boundary line. Greg Williams to Hannah. Coming into some form. Kernahan has it punched away. Prestigiacomo to McDonald. Watson on the boundary line. And just out of bounds in front of the players' race. Only a few seconds to go, and Carlton will run out winners.
So a magnificent game of football this as the time clock goes down as Allen takes it out of the ruck to Hannah. There's the siren. A brilliant victory to Carlton. Gallant in defeat. Magnificent with Collingwood. This young side threw it up to the champion side. There's Camberelli, best man on the ground. Steve Silvani was sensational in defence. 200 games and 200 great games for the Blues, as his dad did also. We Are the Navy Blues comes right around the ground.
21 points they won by.
21 points in the finish, and a gallant effort by Collingwood, but again Carlton proving. There's the captain, Steve Kernan. Carlton, Terry Wheeler, proving once again what a great side they are and how difficult they're going to beat. And there's Manton, who was outstanding.
But there's no doubt that they're the most reliable side going around. Even when they're challenged, they've got someone who can stand up. And what an occasion for Stephen Silvani. 200 games and 200 fantastic games. Captain Victoria this year, and the accolades will really flow for Stephen Silvani tonight, and rightfully so. He's really held together a very, very tight back line. In the absence of Peter Dean, he's kept control there with Michael Sexton. Delulio back there joining them now, and they did an exceptional job against Collingwood forwards today.
Let's go to Neil Curley.
Yeah, thanks very much, Well, Scott. Firstly, congratulations on your game. That was a great one of your best.
Yeah, no, it was great. The tempo of the game against Collingwood always, is always there, and when you were in for a tough one, and they jumped us, they played pretty well early, and it was just good, and a good character building for us to know that we can come back from 6 down and get up and have a good win. So it was going.
What was the feeling like in the room before the game? Was it intense as normal?
Oh yeah, that's one of the things we focus on is pre-match routine and stuff like that. So, and it was good. It was Sauce's 200th. So we're pretty pumped up to win for him today too. So
good fight back by the team. Well done. Enjoy yourself. Back to you, Pete.
Thanks, Carlos, and congratulations to the winners. Carlton today. Scott Camperelli, I think, just about best on ground by our votes up here. 61,448 saw the match, and they certainly got their money's worth. 17-14 to 14-11. We'll take a break.